Hey everyone, it's Matron again, bringing you the third game of my best of 3 series with Kathas in the Scarlet Crusade SC2 tournament. This is the first round, round of 12. Kathas won the first game, and I was able to come back and win the second game. So this will be the final deciding game in our first round match. So let's get started. This game will be on Metalopolis. I'm spawned as the blue Protoss in the 9 o'clock position, and Kathas is spawned as the pink Zerg in the 6 o'clock position. Previous 2 games he's used an 8 pool to apply some early Zergling pressure. Last game he wasn't able to scout me as quickly as he could have, so his Zerglings were a little bit late to the party, and I had out a number of Zealots, and I was able to fend them off. He actually got a little bit scared and didn't even attack with the Zerglings. So now we're just doing some discussion of the previous game. He had gotten up thank God not lurkers, some roaches, and tried to use burrow to take me down, but I had an observer out, so I was able to see him pretty easily. He sent out his overlord this time, which is not something he did in the previous game on time, so we'll see if this is able to make it to the far base before Zerglings pop up, and see if he gets any sort of intel. With this sort of 8 pool, I might even sacrifice a drone and just start scouting different bases. You want to send your first overlord to the closest base, so I'd send it right to my base here, and then I'd probably start scouting the opposite direction with drones, so that by the time these Zerglings are up, you have information on at least 2 bases, and by process of elimination, you may have the spot where your opponent is in that third spot. So he didn't really need the minerals that 1 drone would have provided to push out these three sets of Zerglings. So that might be something that he wants to try in the future, at least on 4-player maps if he does this strategy. I've gotten down my first gateway and chrono boosting out. First Zealot, gonna put it down between these minerals here, sort of walling off the minerals. I've done so with my gateway and pylon, trying to limit access to my mineral line. The first game I used a pretty fail wall off, or attempted wall off. I wasn't able to complete before he got there. Looks like he's sending out his first 6 Zerglings. He's going to go to the cross position, it looks like. I would have gone to the leftward position, and if I wasn't in the left, by the time you figured out I wasn't in the left, the Overlord would have seen up here, and then you could have gone to the right and found me. So, a number of different kind of scouting mistakes in this instance, and we'll see if it costs him. So it looks like he's going to rally his Zerglings to the rightmost position, the 3 o'clock position, after not seeing me in the cross position at the top. So again, he's going to kind of pick wrong. I'm going to have at least 4 Zealots. I have my 4th and 5th creating as soon as this pylon comes up. So at least 5 Zealots are going to meet these Zerglings. Looks like this time he has 16 Zerglings. Last game, he only created the first 6. So what that tells me is he's had to cut drone production. He only has 7 drones compared to my 19. So if I can survive this initial rush by the 16 Zerglings, I should be in decent position to recover and turn around and counterattack. I'm trying to set up a scouting pylon by my ramp here, and here come the Zerglings. At this point I have my 6 Zealots. Need to get them all in here. Need to pull back low health Zealots, I should be doing, and sorry, that's a little too much information to show at that point. And he doesn't attack with all 16 at once. Looks like he attacked with about 12 there. He really needed to try to get us around. If he saw those Zealots there, probably should have popped around my base and then pulled back and kept those Zerglings and not lost them. The Zealot's pretty hard counter to the Zerglings, and he was pretty late getting to my base, so he could have pulled those back, used those Zerglings for some map control outside my base, some scouting, and as part of a larger army if we meet up later. But again, we see that he still only has 7 drones. He has chosen to throw down a spine crawler, which costs him both 150 minerals and a drone, so his economy is really hurting now. Income level 280 a minute compared to my 600, plus I have 2 gases up, and need to saturate the second gas, and just pumping out more and more units out of these gateways. Army size 700 to 400. Though my army is a little more powerful. zealots and the stalkers that are about to come out. So we'll see what kind of transition he does here out of his Zerglings. I was able to scout all around, get a proxy out here, which he hasn't seen yet, and poke up into his base and just saw this spine crawler and was quickly taken down by this ball of Zerglings. Going to use my chrono on the warp gate tech and going to get down a robo facility. So into sort of a 3-1 build here. Should still be using my minerals, 400 minerals, pumping out units here. Looks like I'm doing that. Another 2 stalkers and a zealot. He's got his 2 gas coming up. At this point, still only has 14 harvesters, so I really wonder about creating these 2 gas. Not only does it cost him 2 drones, but if he tries to get these saturated and get 6 drones on him, he's going to have very, very few drones on minerals, which is something he's going to need at the start here, both the pump drones and possibly throw down some more spines. So he's going to start in on this gas, and we'll see if he throws down a roach warren and goes into roaches like he did the last game. Roaches are a pretty good counter to gateway units. So he could try to pump those, though his economy might not allow for it. He's getting a little bit better, up to 22 harvesters to my 24. I guess I haven't been creating them on time like I could have been. My first immortal is about to pop out. I'm going to go ahead and send out 2 zealots here to take this tower, make sure there aren't any Zerglings. He has some smart Zerglings positioned outside of his base so he can see anything coming. And now chrono boosting out an observer to see what he's got going on. I don't know whether he's going to go for a Ling into Muta build, whether he's going to go for roaches again. It looks like he's started creating this lair, about halfway complete, so he's going to throw down some sort of lair tech, either in infestors, mutas, or hydras. See what kind of decision he makes from there. With the 2 gas up, you may think mutas or infestors since they're gas heavy. Hydraless, not as gas heavy. It looks like he side-capped himself a little bit here. Let's get an overlord up, which he's about to finish. I've created a second immortal, and I'm going to push out at this point. Figured out a pretty good timing. 2 immortals can take down any roaches, any sort of sunken, not sunkens, but spine crawlers, and most of the armored units you would have in response to a regular 4-gate push. Just got up my 4th gateway and warping in units from my proxy, and about to attack with this 2400 mineral army to his 350. Again, he's pretty heavily invested into these spine crawlers. Looks like his Hydra Den, which is the lair tech he chose, just popped, and he should be getting out some Hydras soon. Hydras are a great counter. Here come 4 of them to these gateway units. Might lose the Stalker. I mean, miss micro on my part there. Really need to get these Zealots up, and then get the Stalkers firing from inside the base so that these Immortals can get up the ramp. You have 2 Immortals and 4 Zealots. You need to get up this ramp. The Stalkers are able to do damage as the Zealots up top are able to spot for them. But a little bit miss micro there. Didn't handle that all that well. He does get up that Overseer, I guess, to pick off the Observer. He only attacked a little bit, and going to take him down quite easily here. His economy just wasn't able to recover. Those Hydras came out too late, and he GG's. So that was the 3rd game of this best of 3. The first one I lost. Pretty scared after that loss that I may lose one of the final 2 games, but was able to come back with some nice solid pushes and defense with the early Zergling pressure. A little bit of miss micro there. Probably should have shot, attack moved up this ramp and kept moving and attacking. Done some good micro with the Stalkers and Immortals so that I could get all the Immortals and those Zealots involved. Not that it was needed, but in a later round I may need that sort of micromanagement to win the game. So hope you enjoyed watching this 3rd game. I will cast most of the other matchups that people send me replays of this best of 12 round 1. Not sure who my next opponent is yet, but I will also cast that set once I play it. So hopefully you follow along with this SC tournament, Scarlet Crusade tournament that is. Should be pretty fun, and hope you had a nice time watching this video. I had fun playing it and making it, and I'm a geek. Bye.